Right, so here's James Lane, the 2020 AMCA Vets Champion. How does that feel, and has it sunk in yet, 2 weeks on?
Yeah, it's sunk in a bit now, Mike. Yeah, it was hard graft for a short season. It was quite hard graft. We had Long Lane the last round, which was super wet, gnarly, and it's quite funny in the Vets actually, because obviously there was like 3 or 4 guys on the same pace. And kind of that put more pressure on, because you don't get that if you could win one or finish 10th, or spread the points gap out. It was kind of, if I won one, I knew that Simon or Paul Byrne or a bunch of others might be second or third, so the points were so close, and like there was like no room for error. So it was kind of it's sunk in now. It was good. It was a good championship, and glad to win something. It seems like I've been racing for a very long time, so it's been a long time coming, this one. I did win a British Masters title in 06, but at least my name now is in the AMCA books, along with Simon and everybody else. So I was pleased to win that.
I mean, obviously it was close all the way through, between you and Simon. Did you sort of feel the pressure, or did you sort of try and ignore the pressure and think, I'm just going to go out there, race like I normally race, and the sort of everything could sort itself out?
It's kind of a difficult one. It's kind of it was more pressure than what I've had in the past. It's like I said, really, because there was only a few of us on that pace, so there's actually no room for error. I knew that I think we had a race at Warmingham Lane, which is a really exciting race. And I crashed twice, and it made some silly mistakes, crashing into back markers, went down. I knew that I had to get back up and get back to at least second or third. There was just no room for error. If I had finished 6th or 7th, it would have been game over. So there's, it's kind of a fair bit of pressure. I can handle pressure quite well. So, it was a lot of pressure. So, but we did it in the end. So
okay. Throughout the series, you had some amazing battles with Simon, real close battles. When you're racing like that, do you sort of know or think where he's going to come from, or do you just sort of take it as it comes? Do you think, I know he's going to take that line and I'm going to take this line, or do you just concentrate on...
Try and block it out. Simon, I think especially because he's my brother, he knows because it's me, he will not give up, so he puts that extra bit of effort in. And a few years back I probably would have been a little bit better, but now we're really evenly matched. And a couple of times he's crept up on me, particularly a couple of rounds, one at Long Lane, one at Warmingham, and I think he's had me on the last corner, especially at Long Lane. He's had me twice in the same corner by just making a little mistake, and I know that he's always going to be there. So once again, that he puts the pressure on, so slightest mistake and I know he's going to go for it, he's going to make a move. So
was there sort of any motto throughout the series where you thought, this is it, I feel like I can go on and take the championship? Did you, was there any motto that sort of stood out for you in front of any others, or not really?
I think I always had it in my mind. I thought, something, when you race for so many years, and sometimes you can be so confident, you've got that goal there, and that year, this year is going to be the one, and although it was close all the way through, really, I don't think there was a particular motto. Some of the mottos, might have been one where I sort of gapped Simon or gapped Paul Byrne and had a nice little gap, and I thought, I can do this. I got the goods to actually come through with the championship. But it's hard to gauge, because it was so, the championship seems up and down. Were we going to have that final round? Were we not? It's always a worry, because once again, because the points were so close. If we had that final round at Brookthorpe and one crash, that's all it takes, or a slight slip up where he's 6th or 7th again, and Simon could have had it, or Paul Byrne, it would have been so close. So
how did you prepare for this series then? Because like I said to Simon, it was so uncertain whether it was actually going to take place. How did you sort of mentally and physically think, if it goes, I'm ready for it? Sort of what did you
actually
sort of
physically, during the lockdown and everything, probably physically I was probably in better shape than I ever have been, because as a team, LRT team, we have a group chat going, and we had a little training sessions, and we had group chats, and we'd have the fastest 5k run, so we were running quite regular, probably more than what I normally would do. So physically I was probably prepared, and like to mimic what Simon said, we'd done a fair bit of riding really, probably more than what we normally do, because we didn't know whether we were going to race. There was a lot of private hire practices, practices on the weekend. So, and then we'd done a few races before the actual championship season kicked off. So yeah, we actually, preparation wise, you know, we had a fair bit of time on the bike, and we knew where we were going with the bike, with settings and suspension and things like that. So we were pretty dialed in physically, as well as riding the bike. But it's going to that first round of the championship, you don't know who's going to be in there. So it's always, you know, it's a bit of a lottery, the first round.
Same question I was just said to Simon. How did you find the change from Honda to Husqvarna? Did you feel it suited you, you know, better on the Husky compared to Honda?
I was more than happy to go back, Mike, because I had quite a few years on the KTMs, on the 2-strokes. I also had a 450 KTM, and I had those bikes for 4 years. And when Simon said to me last year, did I want to get involved with the team and help him a little bit run it, we actually made that switch to Honda, which Simon already rode. And it kind of didn't really suit my riding style. I thought that it would do, but I always think that there's you know, riders are suited to bikes, some riders are not suited to bikes. Because I'd already had 4 years on the KTM, I was more than happy to go back, because KTM, Husqvarna, they're the same sort of animal. So, you know, as soon as I got back on the Husqvarna, I felt at home, all by going back to 350 rather than a 450, which I was happier with, a bit less power.
I mean, you proved as well, like, how adaptable you were, like in the last round when you decided to go onto the 2-stroke 250 instead of the 4-stroke. Was there a particular reason for that, or was it just down to the conditions?
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of it were the conditions on that last one. I've had the 2-stroke since the season kicked off, so I kind of done a few club meetings on that, and there was a method in the madness. I particularly think, from my own point of view, that when it's really wet or deep sand or gnarly, the 2-stroke's a little bit better to ride because it's a little bit lighter. You get that instant power. So there was a method behind the madness to ride it, but I came a bit unstuck that last round because of long lane. It dried so fast. Soon as the first race had gone out, you know, it was pretty good conditions. So kind of what I wanted to achieve, I kind of didn't in a way, but it was too late. I didn't want to swap it up and chop it on the day. So, but I suppose some people can't swap around, but I'm quite versatile because I'd done the 2-stroke championships for quite a few years. So I kind of know how to ride the 2-stroke. So.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good choice. I think.
Final question. Obviously, you've got the title now.
Yeah.
It's in there in the history books.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna try and back it up next year.
I'd love to. As we get older, it gets a little bit harder. With racing, it's kind of a bit like turning wheel. You know, as you get to that point, you sort of level out a little bit. So there could be some younger ones coming in, some 40-year-olds into the veterans class that are good riders, but. Me and Simon will go out. We're still going to give it our all. We still enjoy what we do, and yeah, I'm going to be back there and pushing again, hopefully in 21. And you know, we'll see what happens really.
Okay, thank you very much, James Lane.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you. Cheers.